Sierra tried NICOLANDRIA in 5. Seeing her and Nick kiss, that just like, oh, that just lit something up in me, and I'm just like, oh, am I there right now? Because it sure feels like it. Y'all call us delusional, or we really just see shit for the way that it is. Don't hate on someone's demise. Don't use racial slurs. Yeah, don't use racial slurs, and maybe people wouldn't be preying on your downfall. People who aren't delusional and then live out their manifestations from being delusional don't understand the delusion of NICOLANDRIA stands. That's really all I gotta say for y'all.
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. Thing is a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing.
Jumbo everyone, welcome back. And in today's video, like I just said, Sierra tried NICOLANDRIA in 5. We're gonna be talking about a little bit of the saga of NICOLANDRIA. And if you're a NICOLANDRIA stan, stand with me right now, because everyone wanted to call us delusional, and look at now. Yes, there are going to be spoilers up until episode 30, so if you haven't seen it, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. This is my first time watching like Love Island like fully through. I am jumping on the bandwagon late. I am also watching season 6 in tandem just so I can kind of compare it, and some people who have already watched the show have been telling me, no, this is not what Love Island is like. This is a completely different season than they usually do, and I was just so confused because why? But now I get it, because everybody on this damn season is so fucking calculated, and they're only in it for money, and they're willing to dump the strongest connections just so they can try to get the money. Baby girl, we see right through you, okay? This is what we're not gonna do. So anyways, like I said, they called us delusional, but look at us now. She's talking about spend the rest of my days in the villa with, thank you. So I'm gonna be talking about NICOLANDRIA because it's a trending topic. I want something fun, something light on my account. I haven't talked about it in a while, and of course I don't really watch reality TV that much, and y'all know I'm a certified yapper, so I can yap about anything and all my opinions. But in this video, we will solely be focusing on NICOLANDRIA, and I want everybody to stop saying, oh, he's scheming. It seems phony now that this man wants to all of a sudden be with Alandria. Clearly y'all have not seen what us stans have seen, and the slow burn that she really needed. Okay, this is the slow burn that Alandria truly needed. I know she wants a cowboy and all that stuff, but like I think she's too focused on the lifestyle, and baby girl, you just need the qualities of a cowboy, and Nick is giving that right now. I also know Nick is from Jacksonville, Florida, as people have been saying, and people have resurfaced his old videos and stuff. Who were his friends in college? Nick was like, I need me a black queen. And Sierra just wasn't giving that. Sorry, Buki, sorry. But at the end of the day, I just felt so fed last episode. Like I was just cheesing ear to ear, and I'm sitting here looking for Sierra. I'm like, where is she? Is she gonna get screen time? They had that girl go to sleep, wake up, get ready, and then booted her ass. And then they're gonna talk about Sierra has left the villa due to a personal situation. When I tell you I got up and screamed for joy, I said, we up. Sierra has left the villa due to a personal situation. Yes! 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 Thank you. We up. I also know I'm psycho just because I was scrolling on TikTok trying to see if this girl really left, and this girl predicted it. She was like, look at the last 3 who are lined up. It's Brian, Zach, and Elan. And those are all the people that were even showing interest basically in Amaya at the time. And Nick, if Sierra isn't there, people were doing the math correctly. We're psycho, okay? Us NICOLANDRIA stands, we're psycho. So that is where like we're looking up how many people, 6 girls, these people left. Nick and Alandria had to pick each other. Sierra had to leave. So that's, I think, why they're also doing a recoupling, and I think that's why movie night isn't really like as important, just because of like I think the stand on business challenge was like in lieu of the Twitter challenge and the movie night, just because like everybody was waiting for movie night so Sierra could see that kiss between Alandria and Nick, but because it didn't happen, they're like, okay, we don't need movie night because this girl is getting booted. I also heard that they were holding crisis meetings and all that stuff with Sierra because they didn't know what was going on, and I'm just like, T, that's all I have to say. But I am just like, this episode, it just felt so giddy, so light, so lighthearted, and like the way that Nick has been fiending for Alandria. He was taking that first opportunity to be like, I know you have my back, but at the same time, like I am still very much attracted to you. I still want to explore. And I think having her trying to be like, girl, having Sierra's back, girl, if you don't get your fucking man, you know that's your man. Stop playing with me. I just went completely off script for like 4 minutes because I told y'all I'm passionate about this, and I could literally yap about this because I love them. I love them. them. I've also been saying from the beginning, I can go back in my receipts, I can go back and find proof where I have said Taylor does not like Alandria, and nobody wanted to believe me. Oh, they're cute, this is a slow burn they needed. No, I clocked that shit from the fucking beginning. I never said it like out loud because, and I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon either, but I never fell for Sierra and Nick's like connection, and maybe because I was a Nicolandria stan from the beginning, from literally probably like, because I watched it like a week into it because there was already like 8 episodes posted, so I didn't like really see the connection until like I started seeing edits of them, and I'm like, hold on, yes, and I think Sierra came in and Beldasha left, and it was kind of like a forced connection, and Sierra like really just honed it on Nick, which is what I don't understand about the show. This show, like, it was being very hypocritical. Like, people were voting people off with the strongest connections, like voting Hannah off, voting Jeremiah off. I did not understand that when Taylor had time to explore, and so did Austin, and that's where I'm just like, no, I obviously didn't want to see either of them go, but like Huda had been acting a damn fool from the beginning, so I'm surprised that they allowed her to stay on, but other people who have literally been playing the game the way that they should, and for Sierra to be like tunnel vision, she's had time to explore 2 really good connections, no comment, no comment, because that seems hypocritical. Sierra has been literally laser focused on Nick, focusing on Nick since the beginning. So has Shelly. So has, what's it called? Shelly just being a love triangle with everyone, so I'm not even gonna get into that. But like, Sierra's just very hypocritical, and I wanted to just grab her lips like this because girl, and it just felt like she just felt very calculated, and I never got the vibe of like Valley Girl and da. So that's where I was just like, I sit back and I allow people to like play out who they actually are until the end of the season, till I'm like, okay, that was really you the whole time. Yeah, I'll follow you. Like, yeah, I want to keep up with you after the villa, but like now for some people I'm like, y'all be doing too much. This is how I know that they're gonna win, and as delusional as this sounds, yes, we already know this season has been very like not giving, especially when it comes to people connecting and having strong connections. It's not giving. So I think especially like the producers knew they were feeding us our delusions when they had them go on that bachelor style date. Let's be real. Like the lights around the table, the champagne glasses, like him pulling the chair off for her, like him kissing her hands, like I was eating it up because like I'm giggling like I'm there right now, but like truly, like that's how I knew producers, they were onto something. They were giving us, but yeah, that date, they were giving us footage, like especially for the edits. I've been eating all the edits up. I don't know about y'all, but like I have been eating them up just because they're so cute, and yeah, it's always been Nicolandria. Also, let's be real too. Oh yeah, they were feeding us that footage, especially all the people who know that they were gonna make the edits. Yes. And I also know that they're gonna win because everybody else has gotten dumped from the island. No one else has gotten saved. So it's also like, you take the people who had the 2 strongest connections and you dump them from the island. No, obviously they're gonna couple up and they're going to come back to the villa. At the same point, Nick used that as his opportunity to literally tell Alandria, I've been wanting to explore you since the first day. I think this is our opportunity to really see where this connection go. My nigga was fiending for that girl. Let's be real. Mark is rocking with us, so we rocking with Mark. Thank you. And I keep saying this, like every time I just seen Taylor kiss Alandria, it was, even now, even with Clark, it still gives little kid. And I think in this aspect, seeing her and Nick kiss, that just like, oh, that just lit something up in me, and I'm just like, oh, am I there right now? Because it sure feels like it. Taylor was only playing with Alandria because he wanted to stay in the villa, and I stand 10 toes on that. Even when like new people would come in, he still wouldn't explore because he was waiting until he got what he wanted. The only time that he really applied pressure was when Ace had to tell him to apply pressure, and as well as him literally saying that he's not physically attracted to Alandria, yet he is to Clark. He literally even admitted that he doesn't have to be on his P's and Q's with Clark, and that he can be more kitty. Okay, yes, I understand that everybody is supposed to be living out their inner child. No hate to that. But Alandria, like Nick's mom said, and I'll be talking about that a little bit later, Nick's mom literally said that Alandria brings out the man in any boy that she talks to.
I felt a spark with him and Alandria initially. Yeah. I felt like they really like had this kind of passionate thing between them, and I like her because she's got a good head on her shoulders. She's solid, and she's very authentic, and she's beautiful. I love that body. Oh my god, I'm so jealous of her body.
We love her.
Love her. So I don't feel that they're really making the connection on every episode, but I would love to see it.
There's
Nicolandria Nation. Woo, woo,
yeah.
woo. Yeah.
The thing with Alandria is like, she really is like queen vibe, you know?
Yeah.
And then I feel like she brings out the man in every boy, and I think they try to like they try to be better because of her vibe, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like really like stand up. So I feel like I'd like to see that from Nick a little bit, because of course he's playful and funny and all, but I'd like to see what she brings out of him, and I think he can bring out in her a playfulness that we haven't seen yet.
It's like
bringing out, I feel like, a manlier side of me. And I think when I'm goofy, I feel like I bring out like a little bit of that funnier side to you.
Yeah.
And yes, I call them boys because they don't be acting like men. So with that, with being like, with her and Nick also being like kind of the therapist of the island, I think that it just proves like how well that their dynamic is together, because they're always the people that people are going to for advice. And it's almost like that one healthy couple that you always go to for advice. And then they're just like the strongest couple because they know how to communicate, and they also themselves have a healthy dynamic, which is what I think Nick needed. Nick was fiending. Sierra was not giving what it was supposed to give, and especially with Sierra already admitting that she probably likes Nick more than he does, and at the same time she was just pushing too much. Like, I get it, she was super excited for them to be closed off, but for you to be at that date, on your picnic date, being like, I only want you and I'm your dream girl.
And here we are. Are you saying I'm your dream girl? Basically.
You know, you're the girl that, and Taylor's the guy for her. So testing this.
He literally played in your face by saying that shit. He said, and she's like, basically, he never said that. So I think even him not even confirming, I think that he just closed off because Elan was a threat, and it was kind of like a hit to his ego that when Sierra came back and everybody came back, that Alandria and him had that talk saying like, no, there's no feelings, da-da-da. But really it was they didn't want to disrespect the people that they were already in connections with. Y'all already know how the lighting goes around here. I struggle with my natural lighting, so bear with me. Nick's mom literally said that Alandria brings out the man in any boy that she talks to. And even going deeper, like we saw, first of all, Nick looked like a man with his little black shirt and chain on. I was like, okay, Nick. And I think also like just in last night's episode where he literally is wiping off the seat, sits down, like shimmies in it to really make sure it's cleaned off. Then he's like, sit down, my queen. The amount that he reassures her, compliments her, tells her how much he likes that like strong dynamic. And I think that him even telling her, I like your strong personality, like it doesn't scare me or anything like that. I can really appreciate someone who understands kind of like the dynamics of a black woman, knowing that they're still going to be dominant in a sense, but still wanting to cater to them. I think, let's be real, I think like that is like the type of dynamic that like I would want, is like Nick is still very masculine, but at the same time like he is submissive to Alandria. He is willing to do whatever at her ever beckoning call. He finds any opportunity to touch her, to fiend for her. That scene where him and Sierra like, I'm not gonna kiss anyone tonight, he is licking Alandria's toes and butt and sucking on those toes. He wanted her bad. He wanted her bad. And even in the first look, because mind you, y'all, this is going up Wednesday, so when there's no episode, but I'm gonna try to keep up with it as much as possible, but my goal is to finish editing it by Tuesday night so then I can post it by Wednesday morning, so then, you know, it'll be as jam-packed filled of the episodes and everything in that sense. Also, so I really think like, especially with them, him saying that their chemistry and them always picking each other for the challenges or always being paired up in the challenges, that was no mistake. And I think especially with like that beaver challenge, fuck, that kid steamy as hell. And like I said, we were being fed, NICOLANDRIA stands were being fed that episode. And then for him to come out of the house holding her on the shoulder, ass out, looking fat, just, I grieve different. Because yes, I'm just like, this is giving what it is supposed to give, like please. And also the fact that he was gonna pick another beaver, but then he went to the third beaver and it was Alandria. It was meant to happen. I don't like, y'all call us delusional or we really just see shit for the way that it is. Yes. Also, somebody truly had to say it. I am so sick of Sierra and Nick hunching in the room with everybody in there. Be mindful. Can we be demure? Can we be mindful? Because that is like kind of gross. And at least Iris and TJ had some respect to go to Soul Ties to be able to do all that, but they wanted to do that in front of everyone. And that's where I'm just like, guys, I'm glad somebody spoke up and said something in the challenge, because like it's actually like, be respectful. Oh, we're just celebrating, we're commencing our being closed. Shut up, I don't want to hear it. And him lasting 25 seconds and then 45 seconds, he was trying to get that shit over with. Come on now, you hunched too early, Buki. And now he's like, he sees that every time you get insecure, y'all end up fucking, or it's like whatever, and then you trying to have like euphemisms about it. Okay. Also for Sierra to try to sit there and act like she's the cool girl, and Iris really being the only one who clocked it in real time, being like, no, you're not okay with that, because yeah, let me just explore the connection, let me make out with y'all, like no, that's weird. And Sierra trying to be the cool girl about it instead of like tweaking about it, like that's kind of what made you lose brownie points in his eyes, because he sees that like no matter what he does, how he says it, whatever, he's gonna downplay it. Also the kiss in Soul Ties, let's just dissect that, because the I'm already stuttering just thinking about it. The way that she sucked his lip at the end and Nick literally like calls back and has like, he is fiending. He was fiending for that kiss. And the fact that like he disassociated, pupils dilated like a motherfucker. He is in love and nobody wants to believe me, okay? That kiss, wow. Like I yearn for a kiss like that because that was chemistry. That was, I felt that in my bones. That'll make your pussy throb. Like I don't know what else to say because they look good and those are my stands and I know that they're winning for a fact because I will make sure of it. NICOLANDRIA stands, we have been delusional from day one. We have been delusional from episode 21 to 30. There was a chance. We were going over the numbers. We were counting the people at the fire pit. I even saw it in the fucking preview when I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They said that there would be 6 rows of Sierra left. She's gone. She's gone. And then to hear the news, Sierra has left the villa. I'm sorry. I need to rewind that again. Play that again. Play that again. Thank you. And I know people are like, don't hate on someone's demise. Don't use racial slurs. Yeah. Don't use racial slurs and maybe people wouldn't be preying on your downfall. Yeah. That's all I have to say. It's like, people are like, stop being mean, guys. People's mental health. I get that. People go way too far on the internet a lot of the times. At the same time, 2 things can be true at once. This is also the reality that people sign up for when they want to become social media influencers and content creators. When you put yourself out there online or even on the scale of national television, you are putting yourself up in order to get criticized by the masses. So I understand that mental health is a very, very important thing. At the same time, if you came in here trying to be calculated as fuck, the karma was gonna bite you in the ass. And that's exactly what happened. Nick was sad for all about 2 seconds. And then he said, hey, Alandria. That laugh that him and Alandria had when he's like, how do you feel about Taylor being in 10th place? She said, I feel great. He had a stomach laugh showing all 32 of his teeth because he hasn't been able to actually laugh like that in a while. I know y'all saw the difference between the kiss and soul ties. Alandria's makeup was smeared all over him and he's like, Sierra's trying to kiss him with some lip gloss and he's like, and wiping that shit off. But y'all want to call us delusional. Thank you. No, thank you. I also just want to say that heart rate challenge, I gotta talk about it again because that shit was insane. The scene, the tongue, the ligature, the sucking of the toes, the Sierra saying, I can still taste your toenail polish, and Nick going like this, licking his lips. He wants her bad. He wants her bad. He wants her bad. And people who aren't delusional and then live out their manifestations from being delusional don't understand the delusion of NICOLANDRIA stands. That's really all I gotta say for y'all. Also within that challenge, did nobody peep that Nick was literally a cowboy? And Alandria talks about how she wants a cowboy. They're throwing it in your faces almost. Like this is like predictive programming how it feels. They have been feeding us them since the beginning. Even that little joke that Nick made talking about, well, I don't have breast milk on me quite yet. Like he knows what he's doing and he's smooth with it. Like, and I know y'all are saying, oh, I'm not even gonna say it. I also have to say, again, NICOLANDRIA stands are the most patient people I've ever met in my entire life. And I'm glad to be a part of that group because as much as people were calling us delusional, as much as people said that it would never happen, even Sierra going home, all this other stuff, us thinking that they were going to gank her out in the middle of the night like they did Yulissa, and even them cutting down her time, she knew her time was coming to an end. I think what solidified it the most was the challenge and seeing how, one, she was standing on business, her annoying ass faces during the challenge, but then also when she found out that Amaya was the most loved, she moved her seats to sit next to Amaya. We see how calculated you are. And I know she was losing hella followers because her handler, I love how everyone's calling her handler like this is like famous people or something, because if you know, you know. But in this aspect where it's like her Instagram handler or whatever being like, when she hits 1 million followers in the next 5 days and then just loses and loses and loses and loses, and then that's when people found out that she was saying the C slur and all this other stuff. Like, karma is a motherfucking bitch, and that is why you can't just use your kitty cat trying to seduce people, because it's gonna turn around and bite you in the ass, like I've said so many times. The power of the kitty cat, your coochie, your vagina is very powerful, and if you use it in a way to try to like force somebody to be in love with you, it's not going to work. I promise you. That root work shit, no. That's one thing that I would never mess with because I love myself too much to ever be attached to a man in that type of way for it to backfire on me. No thank you. NICOLANDRIA stands work hard, but that digital footprint works even fucking harder because y'all are crazy. Even being able to find deleted Twitter accounts. Can you find mine? Because I had a really fucking funny tweet on there where it was Hannah Baker, no, where it was Clay talking to Hannah, but it was like the crazy woman on the fucking bus. Yeah, all I did was change my birthday and then boom, my whole Twitter account got deleted. I don't got got nothing controversial on there. So I don't know. I'm like, my digital footprint is crazy. We know I have controversial opinions, but like it's a little bit clickbaity. So it's like you gotta watch the video to understand what the fuck I'm really trying to say, because most of the time it's a metaphor or it's some type of like play on words, but still true in the same sense. Anyways, all I can say is that Mamacita, I'm sorry, I've been standing y'all from the beginning. Sorry, Amaya and Brian, you guys will be second. And Iris and Pepe, y'all can be third. Shelly and Ace and Huda and Chris, y'all can fight that one out. But all I know is NICOLANDRIA in 5. We fucking did it, y'all. We got them together. She said that I've loved him from the moment that I got in here. Like, thank you. Finally, like, you're gonna give it your all. Thank you. Finally, this is what we've been wanting. In the first look, Nick telling Ace, I thought it was strictly gonna be platonic, but you know, as soon as I got in bed, I had flutters. Of course you did. Of course you did. Like, why wouldn't you? So I am just, you know, feeling extra type of like, just knowing that they're gonna be together. Those are my winners. We will be bringing them to the finals. And when I come back and predict that I was right, because obviously it has been set up from the beginning that these people have been and should be together, I'll prove just that. Thank you. And to basically end this video off, anyone ever calls you delusional, if anyone ever tries to shit on your dreams and say that's delusional, y'all know I've talked about being delusional and how you should be delusional. Look at what happened. Look at what happened. I woke up this morning and just scrolled through NICOLANDRIA edits for a good 30-40 minutes, because that is how genuine it just feels in my soul. And if anybody wants to argue with me, I don't care, because those are my winners at the end of the day. So that's where I'm just like, if they can make people feel like this, even going back and scrolling and seeing people predicting it, being like, why do they kind of go get together? Why are they kind of eating? NICOLANDRIA, whoever came up with NICOLANDRIA, and then I forgot to even say Nick saying NICOLANDRIA. Little do you know out here in the world, when is the call to family, or when is the thing with family? Because I need to see that, and I need to see them hyping Alandria. We've been waiting for you, baby girl. We've been waiting for you. Can't wait to be your mother-in-law. Like, I'm delusional, and this delusion will carry them to that $100,000. Anyways, I think that was enough yapping for today, just showing y'all how much I really love NICOLANDRIA, and those are my people, those are my winners. So see y'all at the final, because July 13th they will be winning. Thank you. All right, I really hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye, y'all.